What is going on, guys? It is another day for the R1 Rebuild Series, and if you stuck around throughout this whole series, I just want to say thank you for being here and watching these videos. If you haven't noticed already, I did a couple things off camera. I installed the new headlights, but I'm going to get today's episode started with installing these brand new brake pads from EBC and the Spiegler's steel braided brake lines. So there's 4 little pins that are holding the brake pads in. I'm just going to go ahead and take those apart with a needle nose. And then there's a pin that should just push right out. This one's pretty dirty. Pretty sure both sides are. I'm just going to give the pins a little cleaning. And the clip falls right out. But now that I'm thinking about it, I should probably drain the master cylinder first so the calipers can actually push in without any fluids in it. I'm going to go ahead and drain the reservoir, then the master cylinder, and then move on to both calipers after that. So we'll go from the top down. So what I'll be using here is called a Mighty Vac. It's a nifty little tool that'll remove the fluids quite simple. So once the reservoir is drained, I'm going to go ahead and move over to the master cylinder. I'll loosen up the nut just so it frees the valve. All right, now we can continue with reinstalling the brake pads. All right, now that I'm done dealing with the calipers, let's go ahead and install the braided lines. Wow, these are on there. Now that I got the stock line out, and put the new ones in. So it's actually the next day. I was trying to figure out how to route the brake lines and the batteries on the cameras died. So we're gonna finish up this morning and figure out how to bleed the brakes after that. All right, now that I got everything torqued down, go ahead and start bleeding these brakes. I'm using the Preston's .4 brake fluid. So the way I'm gonna bleed it this time is without the mini vac. I'm actually gonna use the tighten and loosen method on the bleeder valve here. And as I'm doing it, I'm just pumping the brakes. And I'll just keep pumping the brakes as I tighten and loosen. And I can start, and the reservoir was full, and now it's starting to just sink down a little bit. And as it keeps sinking, I'm just gonna fill it up until it bleeds from the master cylinder. So now I'm starting to see the clean liquid actually come up the hose. So the master cylinder is almost done. And what I'm waiting for is for the bubbles to stop showing up. As it gets cleared of air bubbles, I can actually feel the brakes on the lever start to tighten up. All right, so I pretty much stopped seeing air bubbles from the master cylinder. So I'm gonna go ahead and move on to our calipers. There you have it, the steel braided lines are on. I'm gonna do the same thing to the rear. Should be much easier, basically the same process, just a little bit smaller. I don't really have to worry about routing too much. Otherwise, the next time you guys see this bike, it'll pretty much be completed. And I do wanna do the fairings off camera. I haven't seen anybody with the designs that I've ordered, so I wanna surprise you and see what you guys think.